Over the last few episodes, I would say things at the base have been getting kind of, complicated, as I have managed to set up a rather complex storage solution, a analog selector for our processing units, and even a system for teleporting throughout the world. Now, even though I'm going to utilize all of these mechanics today, I have a feeling today is going to be one of the simplest episodes I've made recently. And that's because my primary focus today is actually upgrading my drill contraption. Well, technically building a new one, because I do want to still utilize this drill, because this is very good for clearing out small areas and not destroying the entire world while trying to do so. The last episode, while I was developing the teleportation system, I told you that I need to go all the way out this way, like 4,000 blocks or so, and in doing that, I would love to set up a teleportation system, in which I did. And the reason I need to go out 4,000 blocks is because I want to go mining. But I wanted to go mining in a very special way. I want to build myself a mega drill. This is the Giga Drill, but I think we can go even bigger than the Giga Drill. Let's see, here on the Just Create SMP, I have some pretty steep competition. You can see Silent has been building drills since the start of the server, and he has quite literally dug out the entire underneath of spawn, stripping it of every diamond available. And I'm talking with drills that extend over 4 chunks in length, and not just one of them, multiple of them. But now I want to do something different than he's doing. Currently, he's mining out 4 chunks much like this, assuming each block is a chunk in width. He is mining them out horizontally. To do things a little bit differently, I want to mine a singular chunk that's like this, but I want to see if I can't make a cart contraption that lets me mine all the way through every layer. I'm talking a Giga Drill that mines from the bottom of the world to the top of it. Or even better, a drill that lets me mine from the top of the world to the bottom of it. But what I'm wondering is a contraption like this even possible? Can I, for example, build a 1 chunk wide cart contraption full of drills that extend from Y level 0 all the way up to the highest peaks, reaching as far as Y level 256. If I was to do this, this cart contraption would need to be over 320 blocks tall, meaning we would need to start our build from Y level 0 to even make it up to build height, which would be 320 blocks. The answer to that is, well, very ambitious and a resounding, no. Yeah. Just to put that in perspective here, that's a whole lot of drills. And unfortunately, even 1/2 this size, where we only go up through this 1 chunk vertically, still, I can't pick it up. It's just too big to pick up. After doing some significant testing, turns out the max height I can actually go is only 81 blocks tall with these drills before the contraption becomes accessible to me, with me being able to pick it up. But this drill does require a very strict minimal block limit. You can't actually put any more blocks onto the actual contraption, otherwise you also still can't pick it up. So it is very reliant on the fact that there is a backpack in here. And this is very cool, and I think I'm gonna make a schematic of this because I also might wanna have one of these inside my bag. But I think I want something different than this, something that mines resources very effectively at different Y levels, and can also mine all the way down at diamond level within a chunk, and also mine at any other level where we can get more create building blocks. This is gonna require a significant amount of math. But after a few minutes of working on this, I think I have come up with a fantastic idea for a cart contraption. For example, this mines all the way down at Y level 64 all the way up to 48. Each of these modules being 16 by 16, allowing us to be able to fit within a perfect chunk to mine. Next level goes from -30 all the way up to -14, allowing us to get a lot of the top end stuff of the tough spectrum. And then we have something that enters into the stone level from Y level 0 all the way up to 16, not only prioritizing diamonds, but also all of the other materials that are generated in the stone level. And then finally, even higher up, allowing us to get into that nice coal and iron level. We have 34 all the way up to Y level 50. This drill takes into account all of my knowledge of the ore distribution and also block distribution within Create, meaning that we're covering quite a wide spectrum between Y level -30 all the way up to 70, which is where the optimal range is for mining all of the different Create blocks. Now, the main assembly up at the top is going to contain some drills mainly for clearing out space for me to actually hang out, which is going to be above ground, which is very, very nice. And so we have Y level 64 here, which is the ultimate level or the optimal level for us to place this drill to make sure these are all mining at the correct Y levels. So we just need to get down to that position, and this cart is going to just simply loop. We are going to have a coal cart in here. It's going to be provided with coal. The backpack is going to keep this going, and we'll make sure to have 3 stack upgrades and a void upgrade to make sure we can void things that we definitely don't want to get a ton of. This drill down here goes 1 level below to make sure it clears out any path, just in case we do enter anything that does need to be filled. This is going to make sure to place a block in that position, and then the cart should just continue on forever. So the difference is quite a lot. Having a solid drill like this means we do cover a lot of area, but believe it or not, we could only mine deep slate level with this style of drill. With this one, we can actually cover all levels. But here's the ultimate question. Can we pick this up? And the answer to that is yes, we can pick up this cart contraption. And I believe we could even add more modules, but I did divide this out, and this equals about 5 individual modules. So with this, I'm setting it about 4 modules worth of our drills. So with this one set up with 16 by 16 individual modules, each doing 256 drills, we're setting at 1,024 drills just from these base modules, not counting the few that we have up here. And this puts us in a really safe range. This is a comparison, by the way. This drill over here caps out at 1,297 total drills that are available to use on it. So theoretically, we could probably fit 1 more module in here, but I don't think it's worth the risk of not being able to pick it up. Before I go building some big old drills, I do want to pop on over and just make sure that we can actually teleport from very far distances away. And so I'm trying to find where Lexi's at. Aha! Hello!
Hello.
Perfect. I have something I kind of need to test. A bit.
Okay.
Yep. It does involve this stock ticker, and it's very quick.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Yes, it worked so well. It worked so well. Oh, it's so good. Oh, and Lexi says all alone again. I definitely got to go back. And this will give me a perfect time to get a setup so I can actually teleport back there quickly, because Sam and them are all so very far away. So I would really love a way to be able to get back quickly. And this is super easy to do. I have everything that's needed here inside of like a schematic material checklist. And so I can just request the items directly from the mall, place it back down, and I have everything needed in order to make this thing. You know, this is such a long flight over here. It takes so long to get over here.
I know.
But I'm solving that problem. I am solving it today. If you want to load a place, I can definitely place a thing to allow me to get back there. And then you can put one in mine if you want to be able to get back to spawn quicker. It's whatever you want to do. But if you log off in the nether, it doesn't work anymore.
Oh, okay, yeah, but I'm not planning to log off in the nether.
Okay, so your stasis pearl should stay there so long as nobody interrupts it, and you don't log off in another dimension.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll build it real quick. It is ready to go. So all I have to do is place down the stock ticker, place a blaze burner next to it at my base, and then I open it up, and I click the ender pearl, and it teleports me. Okay, so yeah, you should be able to pull. We can both pull. Might be a little bit more delayed. Yours should be pretty quick. There you go.
Oh my god, the lag.
Yeah. And then I'll place a blaze burner, and then you can place that right on the... Just don't shift right click it, just click it onto the blaze burner. Let me put the blazy up here. And then your new, new pearl. And Yeah, you did the same thing I almost did. And then you just right-click that. And then now you should have access back to your house.
I see a pearl again. Okay, perfect.
Yep. And just don't forget to resync a pearl, otherwise you'll... Yeah.
Yeah.
That will suck.
Okay,
but there you go. Now you can get back here, and I'm almost positive that's probably a pretty painful point, is getting back to spawn from that far away.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. It takes a while.
It's the same thing to go to where you guys are at also. I'm kind of like, do I really need to go out there? Like, it's a really far away. Yeah.
Well, you know, now
it's easy.
You have an easy way. And I have an easy way to come back. It's
you
perfect.
Guys are the only ones that are that far away. So everybody else is like, hands grab. Like I can just literally reach to Kev and go, "How are you doing today?" And I just can't do that where you guys are at because you're like 4,000 blocks away.
Yeah.
Which is good because I'm about to go out far.
You know, you have 4 people who you can visit easily, just like that.
Yeah. So if they want to set up their own the same way, if you want to show them how to do all of that, and yeah, I look forward to watching you teleport away. I'm excited for this. Okay. This is like all of my thinking coming together and actually working.
Let's see if this works.
Oh, it's so good. It works so good. Oh, that's so good. That's perfect. Now that I know my teleportation system works across a large distance, I can now start to actually build the drills that I prepped up. But both of these mega drills, well, they're going to need a mega amount of drills. And so I think I do have enough drills stashed away here in order to get this all done. Thousands of drills. It is kind of wild seeing this many drills, but it's going to be necessary because each of these drills use about 1,000 or more of these drills each. First drill I want to get in place is going to be the multi-level drill. And by the way, I will have schematics for these listed over on the Discord. They will not include a backpack or anything like that. So that is something that you will have to add to the cart once we get this thing done. But this is sort of what it looks like. And so if I place this in, oh boy, is that something. Now I do want to make sure that this is chunk aligned. And so I did make this so that way it fits perfectly within a chunk boundary box. And so that should fit perfectly right here. And this will allow me to also build a pillar up so that way I can access it. That way I can do maintenance on it when needed. There is one major problem with this though. This thing extends about 128 blocks up in the air, in which we're not hitting build height, but I'm actually hitting jetpack build height. Because my lousy brass jetpack, well, it can only manage a measly 64 blocks up. So before we turn this on, I should head over to the Silence base, bring some diamonds, and well, invest in a netherite upgrade, and potentially an enchanted book, the one called Above the Clouds. To upgrade the jetpack, I do need a netherite ingot and also a fluid tank. Thankfully, I don't even need a smithing template. So I just simply need to purchase a netherite. 20 diamonds is so nice for this, but it makes sense since Silent does have a billion of these things that he's actually mined up. So I can purchase one of these for right now. And this is going to be my first major purchase, I think. As far as netherite goes anyways, as I haven't upgraded any of my gear. It seems that there was a little bit of problem with the shop, probably because he's been having some chain issues with them breaking, but I think I can actually fix his shop for him. I think all I need to do is get his frog to link up to whatever chain it was originally connected to. All I have to do for this is simply copy the address name, pick up his frog, link it to where I think it used to be connected to, and the connection's too far away. Interesting. Aha. But I think I did find where it is connected to. I just got to figure out how to get back here because there is a chain line that does run in the back. And perfect. Yes, this looks like the correct connection. And as soon as I place this here, that'll give the package a place to go. And I should now receive my netherite. And here it comes. And perfect. Aha, fixed it. Also over here, I do need the modded stuff right here above the clouds. I want to go ahead and purchase one. And I'm going to need to place in 32 diamonds in order for this to technically be receivable. and which I should get my above the clouds, which is perfect. This is going to be so nice with all of this stuff together. It also increases my armor value, which I could definitely use at this point. And then I just need to simply slap above the clouds on here, and perfect. This is going to be very, very helpful. With that out of the way, this is going to be so nice. I have my schematic ready to go. It's already in position. We just simply need to place a clipboard in, just make sure that we have all of the components available for it. And it looks like I'm missing a mechanical plow, but everything else we have. So without further ado, it's time for me to hit that play button as soon as I have gunpowder in here and let this thing rip. That right there is one heck of a drill system. With the schematic, everything gets automatically glued in and everything like that, so long as you made the schematic with the glue. So this is beautiful. You don't have to go in here, hand glue anything or do anything crazy like that. It is just going to work. There's a few things that we need to do. For one, on this contraption, I do need to make sure I have a backpack in here, and I am using a max tier upgraded backpack. Thankfully, this whole drill is going to help us make more backpacks like this in the future. Because diamonds, even though I do have them all and I make quite a bit of revenue, I don't have a whole lot of diamonds left. And definitely after the thieving incident where I lost like basically all of my diamonds, I am pretty scarce on them. And I haven't really gone mining a whole lot. So this is going to be a mega upgrade. Technically, to get this all put together, I just need a rail and a cart assembler right here. And that's basically it. We need to put ourselves a coal cart in, and this thing's ready to go. I guess it's the moment of truth. Can I actually do this on the server and pick this whole thing up? And will it function? I mean, it should. This is the one that drills the hole that everything runs under. And then we also have the rail, because it's going to be really hard to manipulate after we contraption the whole thing. So we contraption. It did place a block, which is fine. Can I pick it up? Oh my goodness. This is going to be epic. I'm going to call this drill the multi-layer drill. I cannot wait to try this out. Now, the idea for this cart is that the cart starts on Y level 64, which is where we are currently at. And so if I give it 3 rails back, like all of my other carts, and I start it here, this is technically going to mine down. All I need to do is give it the 1 block to do this, and it'll keep me above ground, and we're also a level above water level, or typical sea level in Minecraft. So by clicking this, it should just start doing its thing, and we can't see it mining all of the stuff below, but we will see it here. Oh my goodness, this is what it's all about. This is just absurdity. This simple cart contraption is able to generate mass amounts of resources and items in hardly any time at all. And I don't have to be in the darkness to do it for once. And inside of our diamond backpack, things we can actually void. We can set this to void on slot overflow. And for example, cobblestone, I can just void out any excess cobblestone that builds up over 32,000 inside this backpack, giving us access to all of these rare resources that we really want. And then anytime I feel like it's done enough, I can pick it up and put it in my bag. The real problem though is going to be, how do I offload this back into my system? I really don't think that's going to be such a big problem. We might end up making a spot specifically for dropping this off. And then what I could do is I can modify this contraption to potentially add some sort of interface to the back, allowing me to just pull out of it. However, we have to keep in mind, this is going to drop down into the world, and whenever it becomes a solid contraption, it will dig a hole big enough to support all of these drills. So yes, maybe it just stays a contraption even while it's in that mode. And I don't know if it actually drills anything if you just place it down the first time. But with that, we have our first multi-layer drill now in the world. And so, yes, I can just pick this up for right now, store it, and we can always come back and modify it here later on down the road in this working area that I just made temporarily. But now I still want to get the other drill in. This one would be for clearing out mass areas in places like the Nether, for example. I think this drill would be fantastic for it, as it's just one solid flat piece of drills used for clearing out mountains and mass areas in a singular chunk. I think this is going to be the perfect kind of drill for things like that. After making sure I had all of the drills for it, it's time again. Time for this to build out a crazy drill. That is a massive drill contraption. This is basically the equivalent of Silent Sideways drill, but vertical. This one is also going to need a list filter that can contain multiple different items that can be placed underneath it depending on where it's actually mining at. And it's also going to need one extra drill that goes down on the bottom and gets connected to the system. Right now, this backpack, because I don't have enough diamonds, is just simply going to get a advanced void upgrade. But the cool thing is we can add those stack upgrades to this anytime we want. I also want to include the coal for the cart, the rails that it's actually going to need in order to loop through, and then all of the different materials, and we can just sit there and save this. And then inside the advanced void upgrade, we'll make sure to void cobblestone and void all of this stuff. And there's probably other things that we're going to want to void down the road, but this is probably going to be primarily for collecting those interesting items that we're going to want from places like the Nether, for example, or for quite literally just getting rid of a mountain. And instead of void always, we'll set this to void slot overflow. But with that, the goal is that I can actually pick it up. This is supposed to be the max size, and I did test it, and adding anything more to this prevented me from being able to pick it up. So this is a very scary contraption in that regard. So the fact that you can pick it up like this definitely does work and is a part of this system. But being able to pick it up by the player is different. And as you can see, I actually wasn't able to. So with that in mind, and it is very dangerous that it is actively a contraption at the moment and that I can't actually pick it up, I need to pull it back. And I think just remove one row off the top, and hopefully that will let me pick it up. Sometimes things like this is definitely a work in progress. So I know that removing will definitely give us some headroom. I want to make sure that I can always pick this up. Nothing's more scary than placing your contraption down when it's this size and having destructive things on it, and you not being able to pick it up. It literally causes me to panic. I think this will help prevent it going careening this direction. So I am going to go ahead, remove these rails and stuff like that, and just double check here. And let's see, can I pick it off after removing that section? And yes, so just removing one row off the top. Thankfully I was able to pick it up. And now that we have it set up, placing it back in should be as easy as doing this. I even added a little hole here so that way whenever we do form it to potentially edit it in any way and pick it back up, look at that. We can just pick it up in no time. And this one I'm just going to call Mega Drill because I don't think a name can fit it any better. Now with both Mega Drills made, it is time for me to go out and get to mining. And now remember, my primary objective is to get like things like the Azurine, also Crimsite, and then also getting Ochrum and also Viridium. All of these things being incredibly rare to find, unless you have a drill like mine. But also I'm looking to farm the new blocks, which are Cinnabar and also Sulfur, which we do have access to. And all of this teleportation nonsense that we've gone through and setting up these drills is all been just so I could gather all of those resources. And we've got to travel quite far to do this. And that's because the world generation was set and pre-generated up to about 4,000 blocks out. And so this means that I have to travel over 4,000 blocks in order to reach any of those open areas that now have new chunks that I can generate these resources in. So I have a destination sort of set. I'm hoping that nobody has gone off into this, well, sort of, what would it be? It would be southwestern quadrant. And I don't think anybody has been out there yet. But I've now packed up all of my stuff and it is time for me to start flying out until I'm over 4,000 4,000 blocks away. And yes, I did make sure that my Ender Pearl was set because that's actually going to play a very important role in being able to travel back and forth. So I've now made it out to about like 4,000, 5,000. So it's quite a bit. And we are in the middle of the ocean, which is perfect because this plot of land right here is exactly where my drill contraption needs to go. And if I show my chunk borders, the way the drill works is we will place it a block away, and this is where it actually rides to fit directly within this chunk, and I want it to go this direction. Now I also need to set up my teleportation system to allow us to get back out to this destination. And this is where I did set up a schematic system for this, so that way it makes it a whole lot easier for me to place these in. So I'll use my TP system in all of its glory and full, which I also designed to allow me to automatically dig out the chamber and everything and give myself the perfect height. So I do need to make sure that this is within a chunk here, and that does seem correct. I think what I'm going to do though is I'm going to rotate this direction, which is going to work out just fine. And then we'll use our Y to drop this all the way down right here. With it placed in, it is time to use a schematic cannon for what it's intended for. Yes. Actually throwing in infrastructure like this, and it works out flawlessly. So now we can just dig all the way down, which I could have had it technically replace all of this stuff. We just already dig down, and there's already soul sand down at the bottom, in which I am going to break temporarily. Then go up to the top and place my water, simply kelp it up, then break all of the kelp and place the soul sand, and we're ready to go. Then I got to make sure to put an ender pearl in the chest. Then before I link it up, I want to put a destination back home, so I'll just make sure to set this, and this will allow me to teleport home, like so. And then I want to link the stock ticker to the system, throw my pearl down here, and now we should be able to teleport back home and make sure we place this back at our home destination. I did chunk load this chunk. It should be just ready to go. This is the exact chunk we're in. So now if I click this, I should teleport back home really quick. Well, after our short little delay, it's just mind-boggling every time this happens. And then I'll place in my new destination, a stock ticker here, this in here. We need to make sure we reload our ender pearl. And we now have new access to a new destination and the ability to get back anytime we want. So I'm just going to call it mining for right now. Request the ender pearl, and it should teleport me back. This is amazing. With all of this in place, it's time. It's time to technically start mining and clearing areas out. And while this looks so inconspicuous, it is going to be doing a lot. And all we need to do to fire this back up is to simply click right here. And that is going to start carrying on indefinitely, collecting us so many resources. And what I'm really hoping for is things like this. Look at that. We're already getting Viridium. This is like one of the most important things. Yes, I'm also farming diamonds here, but the primary thing I really want is the Viridium. And so I must let this carry on. And I mean, just look at what this is doing. This is just one of our 16 by 16s. And down here is another one. We're just avoiding all of this water hassle. Going down even further, we have all of this that it's working through. And even further than that, it is able to clear through all of the bedrock layers. Layers that you normally wouldn't be able to mine through. It can do so. And it looks like I might have technically gone 2 blocks too low, which does mean that I could potentially raise this up 2 blocks higher, putting us at Y level 66. By the way, this was designed so that way it can keep pushing through, even if I, for example, run into anything. As you can see here, it's getting right through the sand. And this, by the way, is just one chunk, so I could technically move it over to the next chunk and continue farming. So far, though, I have not gotten lucky with Cinnabar, but I have gotten lucky with Viridium, which is very nice. And just in this time that I've mined up 120 diamonds, look at that. That is how rare this is. You don't get very many of these blocks. I also started voiding things, and I made sure this was set to work in GUI, so that way I could also void it from the throwing items in myself. That is kind of what that button does right there. But look at all this stuff. Like even magma blocks, all kinds of craziness is flowing in. We're even getting blocks of amethyst, which is kind of wild. Even though I did technically make a farm for that. So I'm going to continue to doing some sweeping passes here of these areas, try my best to try and find anything. I mean, I'm really looking for those sulfur blocks, and the chances of me actually finding them within each chunk is going to be fairly slim, but thankfully it can mine through these sections quite quickly. And if we take a look, we can even dip down in here and we can take a peek at what this looks like. Oh my goodness. There is so much stuff. Yeah, that's ridiculous. And just look at it jumping through here. Because I'm doing it in chunk by chunk sections, it will actually clear out all the individual chunks, putting massive holes in the underground sections. And this is why I wanted to get so far away from spawn. And also, I don't really want to destroy the upper part of the world. So this prevents all of that. I think this is now, in my opinion, like a drill that I'm going to try and always make if I can and have enough drills. As I was mining, there's a chicken out here. Oh, I'm actually horrified. They can be in the water? Oh, one look at this guy and I am toast. But I mean, thankfully I have a teleportation system that allows me to get back here in quite easily. Still, that thing's horrifying. I just switched it. I think what I'm going to do is just sort of zigzag back and forth through all of the chunks. And I guess, I mean, you guys can sit back and just enjoy the time lapse. All of this area completely wiped out. And in the time it took for me to edit today's episode, I was able to get all of that area cleared out. I mean, placing this down, I have gathered so many resources. We have tons of different things like sulfur and cinnabar that I really wanted to get from out here primarily. We've maxed out our stuff that can be stored inside of here. A lot of other resources completely maxed out, like diorite, for example. And this was just done in a very short period of time. We also got viridium and ochrum, two ingredients that I really wanted. I'm missing like crimsite and stuff, but I'm sure we'll get more of that. We even managed to get netherrack from us mining into, well, those abandoned portal structures. And oddly enough, this also generates obsidian just kind of from running into lava and water spilling onto each other. What an epic drill system, by the way, allowing us to collect thousands of resources in literal minutes. If that wasn't enough, I've literally generated in this short amount of time, maybe 30 minutes to an hour of mining, more diamonds than was stolen from me in the mall, generating roughly over what I can calculate with this drill, over 1,000 diamonds per hour. And that I will call an absolute win. But now, I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and hopefully you enjoyed this video and learned something new along the way. Maybe it was about the drills or what have you. And if you did, be sure to give this video, guys, a huge thumbs up. And of course, guys, be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already so you don't miss a future episode just like this one. And well, guys, with that, it's now time for me to thank the amazing supporter that made today's episode possible. And that amazing thanks is going to go out to It's me, Chad. Thank you so much for your amazing support and choosing to support me over on the Discord by becoming a Discord premium member and supporting my content in one of the best ways possible by popping over there and supporting through Discord. Thank you so very much. And guys, I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.